Hello and welcome to this channel. I am starting a series where I'm gonna watch EricRosen games and see how he plays the London. I'm gonna watch London a lot because I like this opening and yeah, maybe some guys can achieve something from it. So this game is EricRosen and he played it on a video that I will link down in the description. It's when he plays like Blitz for 12 hours. I will link that down in the description and also give you a timestamp to that. He said he has some kind of thing in another game, in a tournament game over the board, like this game. And he was playing some FM from Canada, he said. And yeah, so that means it's probably worth checking out. And he said like it was theory still. Very far into the game, so maybe this will be helpful to learn if you're a London player. I believe so, actually. So let's go on. He was white, obviously, because you gotta be white when you play London. So he played this move and his opponent played this. Just normal stuff. London is just, you might know this, but you kind of make these moves and then you have a nice setup. They are usually the same, not always, but usually. So it's pretty straightforward what to do here. And opponent plays this move, we play this, and then that is played, and this is played. So here, EricRosen has spoken about this a lot of times, like if the bishops here are opposing each other, you just want to drop back here. Yeah, so that's what he did. And that's basically theory. His opponent castled. And then I would actually not play knight here, I think. I'm not at all as good as EricRosen. I'm just a very low-rated player. But this move, I usually don't play this because sometimes I feel like my opponents are like playing moves like this, trying to attack this bishop, not realizing that my queen is protecting this. And this actually happens a lot, but that's in my games, obviously. So I usually don't wanna block this diagonal, so I would like to play the bishop here first. And in this case, it seems to be actually the right move according to the engine. So, but EricRosen plays this move. It's basically just another move order, I'm thinking. Yeah, I don't know why you would want to play that, but and I'm not sure what we're gonna learn from this. Like if maybe we would have had whole other game with this move, but I think it might be worth still to check out the theory here. Or yeah. So he plays this move, and then his opponent plays this, and usually you should not take that pawn in the London. You just play this move to make it everything very stable, and that's what he plays. And then opponent plays knight there, natural move. And then now he plays here, Eric. And he says this is all theory. And I'm kind of wondering, by the way, if you don't know who EricRosen is, he is an international master, just to clear things out. And yeah, I like the way he plays the London, and I want to play the same way he plays, or close to it at least. I think we can learn a lot from his games. He plays bishop here. Usually you would go bishop here. I'm not really sure why you would want to go here, but I think it's in this specific theory here. Like when you have pawns here, the bishop is here, and we have this very specific setup, then you should play bishop here instead of here. Because actually engine says this move is best. So yeah, I don't know. I would probably play this, but he still said this was theory, so yeah, I don't know. I think I actually would have played this. But because if push, I just drop back here. So yeah, I guess this is some other type of theory that might not be very interesting, but I still kind of wanted to make a video on it. Because it seems important. Maybe you want to vary your play sometimes. But this should still be like, I think the engine suggests this move, but I think this might actually be just as good. Or this might even be better, but the engine hasn't thought for long enough. I don't know. I'm thinking like this this move is something I might play if I get this exact position. Because we're gonna know some more theory on it. So it takes, and then you want to take back with this pawn. So maybe this wasn't a very good move from the opponent, because now we're opening up this file onto the king. So opponent plays kings there, and now EricRosen plays this move to protect this bishop. Obviously, and like protect this pawn. If you move the bishop, this pawn would be hanging. So yeah, and this is still the same game as in his tournament. And then he plays that, and then Eric takes. Maybe you could have gone here, but then you lose time. If you go here, then the queen can take here, and then you lose time. So you want to take here first. So yeah, kind of makes sense, that move, and opponent thinks back. Now actually Eric played this computer move because he wanted to eye down on this weak file pawn here. So that move made a lot of sense. So maybe that's something we can remember in the London, like this move is really good. It also protects this pawn, so it's actually a very natural move, nothing really special, to be honest, intuitive. So best move is this here now, but opponent plays this move, attacking this pawn. This knight is still protecting here, so we can't mate him. Yeah, so Eric plays this, and this is all still as the same in the tournament. This is same in the tournament, he said. And then here, opponent plays this move. And this was a new move to Eric, he said. He said, like, I hadn't seen this move before. I don't know what this is. In his tournament, he talked about his opponent playing this move instead. But now we had something else. We had this new move, as he said. So Eric was thinking a bit here, like, what should I play here? And then he came up with this move, knight here. Computer thinks pushing the g-pawn. Actually, this seems kind of intuitive to me, because this pawn is doubled and we don't want it. But if we play this move, then opponent can take here. So, but no, we can't take because we mate him. Oh, never mind. Oh, so this is a really good move then. Because then we can push, he can't take it because then we mate him, and then we can push again and take away, if he doesn't take it, push away this knight. So, okay. But Eric felt like, okay, I'm gonna go here, and if you take my pawn and I take back, and if you take again with a queen, he has a fork here with the knight, forking the rook and the queen. But the funny thing is, actually the computer likes this a lot for black. The computer doesn't care to lose the rook. That's kind of interesting. So maybe this move wasn't as good. We can see here, Stockfish is saying black is much better, or not much better, slightly better. Opponent plays this move. I'm not really sure why you play that move, but Eric said it was a reasonable move. Stockfish doesn't seem to like it that much, but yeah, I'm not quite sure. You can, yeah, okay, it's obviously because you don't want to have too much pressure on this pawn, so it's a safe move in case this knight ever moves. So yeah, it's pretty logical. Now Eric plays this push a pawn. So now I really don't see why you can take. Oh, okay, well, it's protected. Never mind. I'm just a low-rated player, remember that. Opponent takes, Eric takes, and now computer wants to take here, even though you're getting forked. Because we can actually check this line out, but the opponent played this move, which is a huge blunder, as you can see here, to the right. Like white is much better here. I think part of the reason is if we push this pawn and the knight moves anywhere, let's say here maybe, we got a fork on the queen and the rook. So this bishop was good here because it protected this pawn here, and it's gonna be like a triple fork here with the knight, so not a very good move. So actually computer says take here. I don't care if I lose this rook. So computer goes here, and let's say Eric took there, and then computer takes here, threatening to mate. And now black is pretty much better, I'd say. It's slightly better, but more slightly than before. So this next computer move, and then push it says, but yeah, because this queen is protecting, so push. This is protected, and then like this play of white, everything is like collapsing right now for white. White had a very structured position, but now it's pretty bad, to be honest. You gotta go defense mode here, and then black is just better, like the queens go, like this position is better for black, we can see that. So even though he's down the exchange, because now you can continue checking like this, the computer actually almost says it's a draw. No, it doesn't. But I mean, see, we got back the piece. Or no, we didn't win back the piece. We lost the exchange, but like still, this position is much better for black, or slightly better, but still. Like it got from being losing for black to slightly winning, so EricRosen maybe didn't see that. Let's go back. Also, I forgot to mention here, EricRosen takes back like this. If you go back here in the beginning, like this was all theory. So yeah, if you go back here, you shouldn't take with this pawn because it's like it weakens this pawn. So you should have taken with the other pawn, because if we go here again, and then the queen can take. Now this pawn is very weak after this move and this. Now this pawn is very weak, and then we get into this terrible position. So that's why actually, even though you usually take with this pawn, you usually take with this pawn. Not in this situation, because I guess it's because the queen is kinda in this position, or yeah, it's eyeing down on this file, and you want to build up as many pawns here as possible. But yeah, that's a bit unusual in the London, I'd say. So maybe that's why EricRosen played this. Yeah. So anyway, he played that, his opponent, and now it's just very much better for white, as you can see. But Eric plays this move. This was a blitz game. We gotta remember that. Like they didn't have this much time to think as I'm doing right now. But this move really seems logical to me. And he was gonna play it. He was like, I should play it, but he was scared of this attacking the queen somehow. I don't really know why, but he thought that, yeah, maybe we should, because this pawn is attacked, so yeah, maybe it could get messy. So we actually place this move to protect this pawn, and then he's preparing to play this. So instead he plays this move, or then he plays this move, and Eric plays here, wanting to put the queen here. Because then this is very nice, because we have a backed up by a rook. So opponent plays this move, which is a very big blunder, very big blunder. So yeah, everything is just very good for him here. For Eric, after this bishop move, everything was kind of tearing apart. Yeah, because now we have a better position here. So he puts the queen there. Opponent checks, and doesn't matter how many checks because the king is very safe here. So opponent goes back. We push the pawn here because we want to mate. So we throw away this knight, and then we can play g5 again, or g4. And this is like a theme in the London to always push all your g-pawns because you have a lot of them, and it usually helps a lot to push these pawns. So that's something you can remember. So push the pawn, opponent goes back, wants to trade the queen, and now it's just winning for... this is actually best move still, because otherwise you're getting mated. And now it's just winning for white here because he's up a piece. So by allowing this queen trade, you can trade and then take. So you're up a piece. And then everything is pretty nice. Then you can just play along. And here we had a trick, like he said in the video, like if rook here, he's gonna take here because this pawn is pinned, because if you take, you lose a rook, and then Eric wins the exchange. And if this, as he did play, and then Eric played this, and now he wins a rook, and now it's just very losing. See, plus 20, plus 60 for white. I think that's pretty much winning. He's up more than enough, and yeah, that's a very nice game. So the lessons maybe we can draw from this is that yeah, in this exact type of play, you can get to, instead of playing the bishop here, you might want to play the bishop here, because now we know some theory if you watched all this way, and then yeah, you might know more than your opponent. So yeah, I don't know why this bishop move was played. It's not the best move. And then just remember this idea of playing here, taking, and then putting the queen here. If you didn't take the bishop here, thing is, the reason he played, okay, now I know this, like, the reason he played bishop takes here is because you want to play the queen here. But you can't play the queen there unless you take with the bishop first. So you wouldn't arrive at this position otherwise, so yeah. So if you arrive at this position, you know what to play, and it seems to be a important theory here, because he had it in the tournament, so I think this could actually be very helpful. Maybe hard to remember, especially if you're a low-rated player like me, but even if you're high-rated, maybe you can get something from this game. And yeah, I know you can still just watch it on his channel, but I felt like now you don't have to find it, because it's in his 12-hour long video, and maybe you didn't want to watch all of that, or if you didn't have time or anything, so here we have the game. Yeah, and just pushing these g-pawns, so otherwise it's pretty simple from here on. But in this position I would advise to take with this pawn instead, and then yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will cover more of EricRosen's game, maybe try to make them a bit shorter. This kinda got a bit long, But yeah, I will see if I can watch these games, because sometimes, because I'm not sure really about the London all the times, because as you can see, we're waiting with playing this move almost to the end, because sometimes we're playing this and sometimes we're actually putting the knight here, and I kinda wonder when to play these moves instead of London, because sometimes your opponent plays a bit worse. So there's a few options here, and these can be really nice to learn about. And yeah, I would like to learn it because I play the London a lot, and I want to get good at the London. And I want to play it like EricRosen does. So, as I said. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe you can leave a like and maybe a comment as well. That would be really nice, and I would really appreciate it. Bye!
Yeah. Everybody knows that I'm breaking down. Everybody knows I ain't faking now. Everybody knows my heart's vacant now. Yeah, she hates me now, I made mistakes but now I don't ever wanna be alone. I don't really ever feel at home. On my own, in the zone, that's the only way I know. Feeling low, about to blow back up. I won't ever let the doubt creep in. Gotta pop a couple more aspirin. I don't think I'll ever let you in. Easier to break it off best friends. I don't really understand myself. I don't really understand, need help. I don't wanna be left on the shelf. Couldn't even hear me if I yelled. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside, I'm alone.